Peace, Vandals and Vandalettes. It's the guard Mathematics, and you now watching the Vandal Hour, Season 7, live on S.STREET Media. Now, you can catch us every Saturday whenever we come on, and that's whenever we advertise. And so that means you just got to be in tune. But you can also catch us on our new website at www.sstreetmedia.com, or sstreetmedia.info. The site looks crazy, it's dope. Make sure you check it out. I also want to give a shout out to NISO, CM, and Hops DKS for doing a dope interview with me last week. If you want to catch those two interviews, go to anchor.fm or Spotify, or you could go on YouTube. Pardon the audio situation last week. We was getting this together. This is something new for us, so I apologize for that situation. But I want to also give a shout out to all the Vandal Hour guards that came before me. Greaseball, Brat, Giggles, J-Lo, Mathematics, Facts on Wax, E Sinatra, June 457, Sosa, Dre Kill Films, The Bring That Back Dude, DJ Quest, Mr. 13, Buyer 3 Reps, Guest, DJ Swift, DJ EA, and Darwin Queens. So, we got a big one for y'all tonight. I know y'all been following our season 7, which is the guard season. We've been bringing big heavyweights on for the 7th season. A lot of people that have been on the Vandal Hour before, but people we want to bring back because they're doing shit and we want to talk to them. So tonight on the Vandal Hour, we have someone that is the mystery guy, I like to call him. He's a great friend of mine since 1990. He's been doing his thing since 85. My man been doing what he does. He is one of the Black Book Kings. He is one of them guys that been killing wars. He's that guy that's touching steel and all that, man. He's one of the illest cartoonists, artists, writer, whatever you want to call it, man. And he's ill. It is my pleasure and the Vandal Hour pleasure to introduce to y'all STEM, YNN. You. Peace to the guard. How you doing?
Peace, man. Everything's good, man. Just over here, I'm in a book right now as we speak. You know, just keeping the skills short.
I like that, man. Man. You always doing what you do with them black books, man. I know dudes be really wanting you to hit their book. I know that for sure.
Right.
I want to say this to you, man. You've been on the Vandal Hour a few times. First season, you was one of our early guests. You also came back later with Carnage, and I believe it was the guard from school. That's the artist.
Oh yeah, Martha.
That's a fact. And we had the YNN art show right after that. That was like the prelude to it.
Right.
Since then, man, I know you've been up to a lot of shit, doing a lot of stuff. So yeah. I'm gonna open this up with this, man, because a lot of people don't know, but YNN is celebrating an anniversary, 30th anniversary. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
That's a big thing, man. A lot of crews don't make it 30 years, still active.
Right.
How you feeling about it, man?
I mean, good, man. I mean, the crew been around for a long time, but it's like, you know, it's like me as the head of it. I got to keep it going, you know, even though I may have some members that stay and sometimes they act up and I got to let them go. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Because it's been like that through the years. You know what I'm saying? Even people I knew for been down for 15 years, man. It's like I had to let them go, man. They be them OGs, man. They be acting up, man, and be getting mad sensitive. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah. So it's like I gotta, I just stick to the people that's been down with me from day one, and just keep moving on with them, and just try to keep the crew moving. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's like this crew right here is like the most highly melanated crew. So I got to keep this shit going. Without me, this shit is done. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact,
so I got to
man.
keep this shit moving. Hmm.
So, you started this crew 30 years ago. How has YNN changed from its beginning to now?
Uh, it changed from being like with more quality, like more quality in work, like trying to do things that haven't been done before, or just doing certain things and just doing it more than other writers do. Because a lot of people are hitting stuff and they're doing things, but it's like they're not really being creative no more. Everybody look like in New York, they look like they just want to get up. Nobody's practicing. It's like I'm seeing throw ups up, and I'm looking at it like, yo, the little kids do that, and it's like a grown man that's doing that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So it's like now I just focus everything on just quality, and that's how it has to be sometimes. Because a lot of people will like not give you your props because they know they're not better than you, so they secretly try to downplay everything you do. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I always keep this sword sharp. So like when you're talking to an average dude, they'd be like, "What are you talking about? This dude is knocking shit out the ballpark. Are you kidding me?" You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
That's a fact.
yeah. So everything now is like definitely about just quality, not just getting up or not just seeing five freights and trying to do six at the same time. It's like every one I do, it's just got to be like something to talk about, something that your man will be like, "Yo, did you see what he just did?" Like everything is about quality now. Cause the quantity, I already did that shit, bro. I'm like 3,000 pieces under the belt already. So now everything
I was gonna ask
is,
you that too.
yeah. And I got the albums to prove it. Cause you know me, I'm still old school with it. I still develop my pictures. I still got photo albums. Mostly everybody else, they on some like, yeah, I got it on a disc. And then you could lose a disc, your computer could crash and you lose everything. I'd rather have all my pictures. You know what I'm saying? So that way nobody could be like, you never did this, you never did that, and I could just pull the shit up. You know what I'm saying? Because that's an important part of this history now. Because like now, it's not even about word of mouth no more, man. You gotta have pictures, so people will be like, nah, I don't believe you. You know what I'm saying?
Understood. Understood. I imagine your picture collection to be crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like, yeah, I've done like a lot of fucking productions that probably didn't even get out there, but I have them. You know what I'm saying? So that's another reason for me to document stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just to have something there, so nobody can ever try to downplay what I've been doing. You know? So yeah, the collection is large.
Let me say this. If you could describe to me and our audience who is STEM YNN, what would you say?
Well, I say STEM YNN is like the Batman of graffiti. Like I'm masked up. Even before the COVID-19, I was masked up. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you don't have to see me, but you have to see. But I want you to see my work and know that a black man did it and that he's stealing shit. That's it. And it's like I'm there in the night, and when you wake up in the morning, my shit is there. That's it. You know,
Uh,
like it's not. I'm not into this. I would never got into this to be like a celebrity graffiti artist and show my face and be like, yo, I'm gonna go on TV with a suit and show everybody what I write, and then later on I can't do nothing illegal no more. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
Uh, exactly, because a lot of dudes like this. All of a sudden, they want to be a model. They want to start showing their face, and then they forget that they can't do shit illegal no more because you done exposed your whole self just to get certain like people to back you or to be in certain places and stuff like that. I always stay true to the game and stay just like Batman. You don't see me. You don't know my identity. Nothing. Only the people close to me or in my crew know who I am. And I'm very like I'm nonchalant with shit, man. I'm very to myself and just to people I knew and people I grew up with. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
I like the fact your reference of Batman, because that takes
Mm-hmm.
me into the next thing, man. Um, I see that you always connect a lot of your work to different
Mm-hmm.
cartoons and stuff from the past
Right.
and recent also. Um, have you ever tried to work for a comic book company before?
Well, I try to send stuff out to comic book companies, but it's like they always send back rejection letters. So it's like what I do is like I just try to do all my stuff like just independent. You know what I'm saying? because I had a few comic books here that I've been working on for a few years. When all this stuff is over, it's like I'm gonna try to put it out there and just put it out, push it by myself. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Just
Go.
try to get it out there, and it's a comic book for art lovers and graffiti writers. You know what I'm saying? Because not too much graffiti writers out there really doing like big comic books and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I want to be one of the people that could put it out there. It's something for us that we could like. You know.
How do you feel about like I know you are you you a studier like myself. How do you feel about like the like where Marvel and DC is going these days, comic book wise?
Um, Comic book wise, I feel like everybody is just trying to be on top of their game and be better than the next comic book company, and whoever's the highest bidder, they could buy them. Because as you see, it's like Disney is buying up every fucking thing in sight. You know what I'm saying? So if they could sell shit to them, or if they could make them better, that's what they would sell themselves to them, just to make themselves better. But as of comic book wise, Marvel and DC, I see they getting better. I see like Marvel fucking made people want to step their game up when they came out with Endgame and all of that. Everybody had to step their fucking game up. You can't come out with a regular superhero movie no more, because Endgame killed everybody. You know what I'm saying? That shit bodied the box office. It bodied every comic book.
That's a fact.
Movie that was ever made. It made everybody look like bullshit. So it's like everybody got to step their game up now, and that's a good thing. I mean, movies will be 10 times better, and you finally get, your money's worth for what you're going to see.
I see you've been in your piecing you've been referencing a lot of the Watchmen. How you feeling about the Watchmen, and what made you throw it into the GRAFF thing?
The Watchmen has a lot of subliminal messages into it. They drop a lot of signs that, well, a lot of people that don't have knowledge itself will look at it as, this is not real. This is just science fiction. But I'm be like, yo, don't look at what they're doing. Don't pay attention to the costume. Pay attention to the word. You know what I'm saying? Because a person with knowledge itself watching TV versus a person with no knowledge itself watching TV is two different views. So when I look at it, like, there's like a lot of subliminal stuff in there with, they got a character called Hooded Justice who pretended to be a white superhero, because black superheroes back in the days wasn't really like the thing, and they wouldn't respect the black man. So he pretended to be white and save people, and everybody loved him. You know what I'm saying? And nobody knew who he was for like 50, 60 years, until he got like 100 years old, which is crazy. And then he was just breaking down the what happened with the Black Wall Street and stuff like that, which is something that happened in real life. When the black people built their own community, they started getting money, they had their own banks, and the white people got upset and they started killing them, blew up their banks, slaughtered like a whole bunch of people, And they actually showed that on TV. A lot of people was feeling it, but some people, of course, they felt some type of way. You know what I'm saying? Because, people, they want the history to stay history, and they want it to seem like, nah, that never happened. But yeah, it did. You know what I'm saying? So that shit touched a lot of sore spots, you know what I'm saying? And opened a lot of people's eyes and shit like that. So that was the only reason that I used it. If I use a certain character, it was only because it did something to affect me. That's it. Or if I draw certain characters in my stuff, it's because it's certain things that I grew up to. You know what I'm saying? Because when I started doing that, people looked at it and they thought that I was drawing that because that was the style. That wasn't the style. I only drew that stuff because that's stuff that I grew up to and stuff that I seen. And then they started copying it, and all of a sudden you got people that's like 15 years old drawing Thundercats and like, you wasn't even around when that shit was around. Why are you doing that? Oh, because that's the style. Nah, that's not the style, brother. I drew that because I grew up with that. So you must have seen me do it and probably thought it was the style. That's not the style. I only do that stuff because that's stuff that I grew up to, And that's basically it. Yeah.
Yo, you're very, very much, you know, when I watch your Instagram page, I see that a lot of people from all over, you know, likes your pictures, you know, comment on your page and stuff like that. Um, you know, do you see yourself doing work outside of the U.S., like going other places to peace? Because I see like your caliber is crazy high, and you know, I know people are probably requesting you to go somewhere else.
Yeah, like I said, like as soon as this COVID-19 exaggeration is over, yeah, I see myself traveling to other places and do stuff because you know how it is sometimes, and it's weird. Sometimes a writer will get more love for people from other countries than in where he's at. You know what I'm saying?
That's a
It
fact.
just be like that because it's like everybody is trying to take the attention off of you because they want it on them, but they don't realize they're not doing what they're supposed to do to get the attention on them. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing crazy or mystical about what I'm doing. I'm only doing dope shit like I'm supposed to and shit that I taught myself to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like people need to step out the box and stop being like that and stop thinking like they could downplay me or not give me the props I deserve because all they have to do is make a show and not put me in it. That shit don't work.
That's a
You know what I'm
fact.
saying? So people will still hit me up for work. It's like I'm selling stuff that goes to London all the time. People from Russia buy my work. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm just that's the shit that just keep me going. You know what I'm saying? There's people from other countries just hit me up and be like, "Yo, son, I'd be looking at stuff in the USA, but your shit, yo, I like your shit the best." And I'd be like, "Thank you." You know what I'm saying? I love shit like that because it shows that they're not afraid to express themselves and just stay straight up. Like, yo, I like your shit. You know? Anytime a dude from New York hits you up to tell you that your shit is nice, the first thing they say is like, "Yo, no dick riding, but your shit is dope." And I'd be
Mm.
like, "Why I gotta be dick riding? If I was dead and you gave me a comment, you think I could hear you?" They'd be like, "No." So I'm like, "Yo, so thank you." You know what I'm saying? That's what I don't get about dudes from out here. They weird, yo. That's that weirdo shit. Like if a dude is nice, I'm gonna tell him his shit is nice, and I'm gonna keep it moving. You know what I'm saying?
I
But
think New York got a lot of ego. A lot of New York is full
yeah,
of a lot of ego.
yeah, and it'd be like people that's not even that good, yo. That be having mad ego. But then again, that's the same people that I'm telling you about that they don't practice in a black book. They don't practice their craft because they think it's all about having their name up 1,000 times without practicing at all. I mean, like, you probably would have more ups than me, but your shit is garbage. You know what I'm saying? The point of being up and being king is up with the most, with the best. There's people that's up, but they shit don't look good. You know what I'm saying? You're putting garbage all over the street. You know what I'm saying? Instead of putting like nice looking shit. Like you could practice before you know, you get up and stuff like that, you know? But I don't know, I guess it could be the younger generation that's doing it or I don't know, that's probably just a new thing, just to get up, no matter how ugly it is, just get that shit up. You know?
Mm.
Mhm.
How do you feel about these graph blogs and chat groups and stuff like that?
The what blog?
Like the graph blogs or chat groups. Do you pay attention to that stuff?
Nah, not really. I mean,
The reason why I ask you because I've know from you know conversations I hear that it be a lot of like shit talking in these shits and you know what I mean like you know everybody's like show your shit type of thing. So I just want to know
right.
if you ever bumped into that.
Nah, I try to stay out of that, man, because it mostly, like in those rooms, to be honest with you, it don't be nobody that's of a high caliber because people that's of a high caliber is not thinking about even being in those rooms because they don't have to be in there to show nothing. You know what I'm saying? They just be on their page is showing you what they do, you know? And sometimes rooms like that could cause problems. Like years ago, they had a room called, and I'm sure you remember it, called Faster.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime you go in that room, next day, your shit getting crossed out. You know what I'm saying? Because you talk to somebody or you say something, y'all start arguing, next day they crossing you out. So it's like I try to stay away from shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And rooms with toys in it, I try to stay away from all of that shit because I know that's beneath me. You know what I'm saying? If it's something that could put us all together where we could all make money, and it's something positive, I'm with it. If it's not, I'm not with it, because it's like being a graffiti artist and being a graffiti artist that have knowledge yourself. Like I said, it's two different things. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I wouldn't really like be in those rooms. It's like nothing in there. You know what I'm saying?
True indeed.
That's it.
True indeed,
Yeah.
man. Who's some of the people that you've collaborated with graph wise? I know personally, but for the people who don't know STEM YNN, who's some of the people that you collaborated with?
Like Niso, my man Bias, Hops, of course, F Boom, you, who else? Tense, my man Tense from Boston, Scam, Splon from Canada, who else? Perv from Atlanta, Poest, Chain, my boy Chain 3. Let me see. Yeah, man, probably TK, Kais. Yeah, man, like I said, my circle is really small. Those are the monks that I could really mention right now. And my boy Black 88, a young dude, probably the youngest dude in the crew.
Yeah, I've been seeing for the past like 9 years. I
Hmm.
definitely seen his work here. So I want to name. This is just I just want to know you know real quick. I'm gonna name some names graph wise, and I want to know what comes to your mind when I say these names. Like first thing that comes to your mind.
Hmm.
Web one.
A Web One, man. Yeah, one of the fathers of Graph, man. That was my partner back in the days, yo. That was my graffiti partner for like 7 years straight. We did a lot of dope shit together, a lot of productions, yo. Illegal, of course. You know, I learned a lot from that dude, man. You know what I'm saying? Verbally and visually. Very good dude, yo. And he has a lot of knowledge and colors and skills and stuff like that. He is also a black book master. Hmm.
He's one of my favorites from back in the days, man. Especially them A C E tunnels back in the days going towards all in Brooklyn. Um,
Right.
Here's another name for you. Um, Case two.
Case two. Oh, Case two. Yo, he was a cool dude, man. I knew him personally. Um, yeah, man. Every time I used to see dude, he always used to big me up. He always used to talk. Yeah, Jeff, he was a cool dude, man. You know. Funny thing is, when I had first met him, was in like 98, 99, and I told him who I was, and he was like, "Yo, that's you." He was like, "Yo, man, I went to the scrapyard, and I said, I seen all your shit. Your shit is good, son. I ain't seen no work like that in a minute." I was like, "Damn, thanks." I was like, "That sounds,
Coming
very
from
good coming
him.
from you." Huh?
Coming from him.
Yeah. So he was like, "Yo, man, I like your shit, man. I hope to see you up more, and we're gonna link up again." He was like, "Push TFP." I was like, "Oh shit, no doubt, man. Blessing." And then we met again at the Hall of Fame. Every time we meet, we would talk back and forth. You know what I'm saying? So him, that was a cool brother, man. That's why when he had passed, it's like I didn't hesitate to throw his visual up. If you ever seen it,
That
you
shit was
know.
hard. One of my favorites.
Thank you. And I threw that up to commemorate his memory, and that was about it.
Here's
Hmm.
another name for you. Beck one.
I don't know. I ain't see that cat in a minute, man. He's doing his own thing right now, and I'm doing my thing.
Okay, okay. Here's another one for you. TKTNR.
TK, another very good brother, still in the struggle of doing his thing. Well, not in the struggle, but he's still getting up and keeping Brooklyn alive. Wherever he's at, he's keeping Flatbush alive, yo. You know what I'm saying? Very good brother. I met him like in 1990 when I was mad young. He showed me a lot of love, and he threw me down with the crew, and it's been love ever since. Never no quarrels, never no bickers.
Here's the last name for you. F Boom.
Oh, F Boom. Yeah, man, that brother right there. I knew him since the late '80s. Like I met him in 1988. Him and Hops. And when I met him, It's like I had stopped doing graph for a minute, and when I met him, I got back on into it again, and I started doing shit. My shit wasn't really that great, but I just kept going. You know what I'm saying? Because I was hard headed, and then just being around him, me and Hops going to his crib after school, watching Star Wars and shit like that. You know, seeing Deck, VIC up,
Mm.
uh, Vice, Vice. That's when Vice used to be with this girl named Vanjie, and who was it? It was HM and Zep, Troc, Nair, TMS, TOS, TNS. Yeah, like a lot of people don't realize is most of my graffiti career started in Bushwick. You know what I'm saying? Before most of these dudes in Bushwick
From
were
Bushwick
even
was
out.
doing shit.
I did one of my first pieces in Bushwick. You know, in the school. I forgot the name of the school. It was IS something. But yeah, half of my graph career, most of it started in Bushwick, man. Gumby, yeah, I was around that era, all of that, man. You know?
Some of the originals.
Yeah, man.
Some of the originals, man.
Mhm.
You know, you spoke of Flatbush. Flatbush on the low is a major graph hub. Talk to
Right.
us about the graph scene in Flatbush, man. Tell us a little bit. For a person who never been to Flatbush, man, give us a visual of Flatbush graph.
Well, truthfully, um, Flatbush graph is kind of dead. I'm gonna keep it honest. It's like right now, uh, Flatbush is a remote control with 3 batteries. Two of the batteries, two of the batteries don't really work well, but I'm the last battery that's the energizer, and I'm inside of it trying to keep this shit alive. Put it that way.
Who were some of the past Flatbush, writers that came out of Flatbush that we might have heard of or may not have heard of?
Shit. Bars, TBR, TK, Kais, Kenya, Who True, SOB, rest in peace. Chief, Paulistic, Hades, Part 2, ARC, CLK, FE, Trim TNC, Trini, BB, where was it? I think it's BBI or BYI. Yeah, Benji, Spinell, Moet 2. Yeah, pretty much when Flatbush got busy with people that actually had skills, it was really those dudes. Later on, as time advanced, it's like there was a lot of people from Flatbush, but they didn't really have skills. They just looked like I said before, they just wanted their name up. They didn't care. They just wanted to see their name up. You know.
That's a fact.
Let me see, and then I say that like the last people that probably was up from Flatbush, I could say it was probably Boner,
Mm.
and he was getting up a lot. And who else? Dinker, yeah, Boner and Dinker, yo.
Shout out to them.
hmm
Shout out to them.
And my boy Beams. Well, he don't write no more. And Beams, the original Beamer.
I remember that, seeing that all the
hmm
time. Member Beamer.
Right.
What you call it, man? Recently the Martinez Gallery had a 1990 show, and
hmm
you was a part of it. How did you feel about that and being a part of it?
I felt good about being in that because I was like, yeah, they really remember me. You know what I'm saying? Right. Because it's like you know how when you run into certain people, they try to pretend like they don't know who you are. But it's hard to do that now because I'm putting in so much work. You can't really do that, man. If you do that, it's gonna obviously look like you hating. You know what I'm saying? So Martinez just spread the word, and I guess what's the name? Post is the one that hit me up actually, and he was like, "Yo, what's up, man? You not in this shit?" I'm like, "In what?" "In this '90s show. You got to be in this shit, bro." I was like, "Yo, tell me what to do. I'm there." I just got work. I got some spray paint, and he was just like, "Yo, you don't even need paint. Just come." I went through, did my shit one time, and the funny thing is, I was doing my new throw up, and Martinez was like, "That's cool, Stem, but don't do that. Do the shit that you used to do." And I was like,
Mm.
I don't even remember what I used to do. I don't remember what I did in the early '90s because my goal always was to um, evolve. Like I'm not like most of the old school writers that think like, yeah, fuck that. I'm sticking to my guns. I'm gonna do the same letters for the rest of my life. I'm not like that. You know what I'm saying? So I was just trying to do something new. But he was like, nah, this is a '90s show, so do what you did in the '90s. So I was trying to remember the shit I used to do on Church Avenue. And Post was like, remember the hot dog letters you used to do? And I was like, yeah.
Mm.
So I threw up the hot dog letters. And not only did I put up YNN, I put up USA for those that don't know.
I seen
That
that.
was my first cruise. So I threw that up. And I was like, yeah, that was a blessing. And, you know, they left it up there and shit like that, you know? And that's
That,
how I became a part of that.
that's positive, man. I'm glad you got some shine in that, man, because you definitely as you said, for a person to act like they don't know, it can only come off as hating, you know.
Right, because if you're in the graph business, I'm in the graph business, and you don't know who is who, come on, son. We all in the graph business, man. That's the number one thing is to know your surroundings. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't walk up to nobody. Nobody can't walk up to me and being like, "Yo, who's Seen?" I'm like, "Seen? Who that?" You don't look at me like I'm crazy. You know what I'm saying? If
Facts.
you in a business, you're supposed to know your surroundings. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody asks you who STEM is and you say you don't know, either you're a new jack or you just hating. You know what I'm saying? And
What's up?
that's what it is.
You know, keep going, God. Pardon me for cutting you off.
No, go ahead. I was done.
What separates you from other writers doing productions?
Well, when I try to do productions, I just try to do stuff that nobody else does. Like most crews is like they try to force their crew members to all do the same exact letters. And to me, I think that's kind of like boring. It kind of shows uniformity and it shows like everybody working together as one. But with me, I always was on some shit like, nah, y'all do your own thing. And then sometimes I just feel like even if y'all do your own thing, it's probably still going to look like a YNN style because we all feed off each other. You know what I'm saying? So if we're going to do a production, we're going to feed off each other anyway. You're going to probably use my arrow. You're going to use the back of my E, you know? And y'all do your own thing. The only thing is when y'all do it, make sure you have a fucking sketch. And J-Lo will tell you, anytime we doing shit, I'll be like, yo, make sure y'all have a sketch. Or y'all want to freestyle? All right, I'm going to show you something. And then everybody, oh, shit, let's get a sketch. Okay?
Shout out to
And
the
that's
guard J Lo. Pardon me for cutting you off, but shout out to the guard J Lo.
no doubt. So it's like, yeah, basically I want everybody to do them. Just make your shit dope. And I basically just try to draw shit dope with mad details so nobody else could do it. Because in the past, I did certain productions. Like when I used to paint in Queens, I painted like a Transformer wall. As soon as I did that, that shit sparked everybody to start drawing Transformers now. And they didn't understand, like I said before, this is not the style, man. This is something I grew up to. This is something that I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And people was asking me, could they do it with me? And I was like, nah. Later on, they felt some type of way. Then they did what I was doing and did the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when I set that shit off and people seen that, they was like, wait a minute. This dude is not playing around. He's painting like a European and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I was trying to just bring it up to that level. So that's why I'm saying, like, when I do productions, it's like I just try to bring stuff to another level and not worry about whatever nobody else is doing. I'm not trying to worry about you. If you're drawing He-Man, I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah, you did it. I'm going to do He-Man better. No, if you did that shit, I don't want to do it. My thing is to do something that nobody's doing and do it 10 times better than what I copied it from, or just take something and turn it into my own shit and do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I would see people take, like, for example, they would take like an X-Men comic book cover and draw the whole X-Men comic book cover and put their name, but not just draw the X-Men and take everything out. You know what I'm saying? I would draw the, like, Wolverine, take out the X-Men logo and turn it into YNN, and everything around it, put my shit into it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what you got to do. That's how you make something yours. You don't copy it all the way. You turn it into your shit.
It's like a mashup, like a mashup.
Right, but you let people know that you are the executioner of execution. Me, I am the executioner of execution. I'm a human Xerox machine. You give me something to draw, I'll draw that shit either exactly like it, or I'll pick up on the flaws that's on it and do it better. That's my gift. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, that's just something I do. Even though graffiti is basically about the letters, and that's what I'm really into, I just happen to draw characters really well. You know what I'm saying? And I like to execute that shit straight to the point to make somebody not even think about doing the same thing I did. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically it.
Do you ever get bored of Graph?
Nah, man, because there's so much. The only reason I don't get bored of Graph is there's other people in it. Like, if I was the only person that wrote graffiti, it would be boring. But the fact that everybody writes graffiti, I'm happy because there's some people that's not good. There's some people that's really good. You know what I'm saying? And there's some people that's so good, I'd be like, all right, I definitely got to step my level up and do this and that. So that's what keeps me going. It's kind of like if you have a strip club and there's only one girl stripping, she's not going to be motivated to strip. If there's not other females with fat asses stripping with her on the pole. So again, you know what I'm saying?
True
But when
indeed.
them girls start coming in, that'll make her want to go hard. You know what I'm saying? And she's going to try to work for them dollars and get more attention. So that's basically what it's all about. There's other people that write graphs, so that keeps me going. So there's always going to be somebody that always talking shit about you. You know what I'm saying? People like you, but not everybody going to like you. That's just mankind. You know what I'm saying? Or that's just people that have no knowledge of self. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't know how to appreciate seeing a brother paint and being like, damn, I'm a brother too. And this brother painting, and he's painting shit that I can't do. Let me go build with the God. Some people are not like that, man. So it's like, these are the things that made me keep going because it's not like that. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather just keep going until I just can't go no more, you know?
True indeed. I'm gonna say this, man. You one of the most active brothers that I know. When I say active, I'm not just talking about the streets. When I say active, like your markers go off every day, or at least it
Mm-hmm.
seems like it.
Uh-huh.
You know, which is rare. I know. I'm talking about people who have big names who is not doing that. You know, to do a floater, they're not doing that all day. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
the level that you bring it to on the streets, like
Mm-hmm.
you can't just do that once every 3 years. You got to be
Right.
in constant motion. So when it comes, it's second nature.
Right.
Speaking of the females and stuff, are there any female YNN graph writers?
Um, there was one, but I had to bar her. Like I said, I've been barring a lot of people, man, left to right. It's sad, and these are people that I knew for years that just started acting funny, and I just had to get rid of them. But it was one female that was down, and she just started doing like she just went crazy, started going on people's pages and leaving like 1,000, like literally like 100 to 200 comments, just saying stupid shit. Because I think something happened to her like mentally,
Mm-hmm.
and anytime she would do stuff, she would mention my name or mention the crew, and people would complain to me about it. And finally, I was like, "Yo, she might have to go, bro." You know what I'm saying? And then I just told J Lo, I'm like, "Yo, the next time she leave a message on your page, I'm giving you the power just to let her go, man. Just tell her like she's not down no more." You know what I'm saying? Because I can't have people making the crew look bad, and that's the number one thing. Because it's like people don't understand. They just when they see YNN, all they do is DM me, ask me if they could be down. It's not about you just being down. It's like you gotta have a good personality. You can't be a dick. And when you come in, you can't feel like, okay, now I'm in here, I'm gonna try to burn everybody in the crew. Nah, it's not like that. Because I had a lot of people ask me like, yeah, I want to be in, but then they talk shit about their crew, and I'm like, if you're talking about shit about people in your crew, what the fuck make you think I want you down with my shit? You know what I'm saying?
What's the difference? Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like I try to be very, very picky on who I select, and I don't hesitate to let people go that's been doing stupid shit continuously, man. Like I'd be like, yo, bro, you gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Like you're doing shit to like make the crew look bad, and it's like because I'm like, if you're down with me and you know how much people are hating on the shit that I'm doing, you're making it worse by doing that. Like you're working with them
I
without even
agree.
knowing. You know what I'm
I
saying? So
agree.
your ass gotta go. So that's why if you see me do pieces and you see me do pieces with certain people and you be like, damn, what happened to this dude? What happened to that dude? That's what happened to that dude. That's what happened to them. You know what I'm saying? They either got on some jealous shit. They didn't want me painting with other people like I'm their girlfriend or some shit. Weird, bro. And I don't know. I just had to let them go, man. Because at the end of the day, it's like, GRAFF is what I eat, sleep, drink, and all of that. But at the end of the day, we all pay bills. We all got cell phone bills. We got kids and stuff that we got to take care of. Like, it shouldn't be that serious until, well, dudes is catching feelings and they acting funny towards me. And I'm the wrong person to act funny towards. Because if you're down with me, it's not just like I'm your friend. I'm your fucking boss, too. You know what I'm saying?
True indeed.
You got to treat me with respect and the other leaders, other crew members with respect. You know what I'm saying? Well, you can't just be down with me and be like, yeah, I'm going to paint with you, yo. I don't fuck with such and such. And we all in the same crew. What? Nah. And that shit happened to me a couple of times with members in my crew, man. You know? But like I said, everybody has problems with their members. If they say that they don't, they're lying because there's too much personality altogether with one. You know what I'm saying? And we should all work as a family. Like, when we out there, we're not out there trying to burn each other. We trying to get up and send a message to other crews like, yo, this is what we do. Peace.
True indeed.
You know what I'm saying?
True
right.
indeed.
But when somebody acts up, they got to go, man. You know? And this person was cool, but they just kept doing stupid shit, man, and making me look bad and making the crew look bad. So I was just like, yo, if you want to keep doing that, you could do it, but just not here. So you got to go. And that was it.
Let me say this, man. For a few people, they don't know that you used to be heavy with the flower character.
Oh yes, and I'm going to definitely bring that back in full effect, especially on the freights, because my freights, they go all over the world down there.
So since you brought that up, I just wanted to say, yo, how you feel about this movement that you created, man? This new movement. I say is because people been doing it for years, but you have something going on that's consistent. How you feel about this new movement you created?
Well, the new movement is to not just do block letters or just regular pieces on freights and that's it, and be like, yeah, my shit gonna be all over, yo. Nah. Again, it's about the quality you put. Like last year, like I really, really went hard and I did something that was like, of course, well, you seen the Smurf car I did, right? The whole car?
Yeah.
The married couple? Right. That should explain it.
Groundbreaking, basically groundbreaking shit.
Yeah, when I did that, I was like, New York, wake the fuck up, man. You know what I'm saying? Wake up. You know what I'm saying? Get in them black books. We're under quarantine now. Get in them fucking black books, man. Start practicing. Don't come out of quarantine with that same bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that was the first thing I was thinking, but that's basically what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to just move the freight game into something different where it's more elaborate. Not just put my name up and I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Do that shit like mad good. Like, it's not just when I'm doing it for New York. I'm doing it for my crew, number one. You know what I'm saying? So that way when you go somewhere and you throw that shit up, people will turn around and be like, oh, you down with that? And you're proud to say, yeah, I'm down with that. Well, all right, y'all niggas be killing freights, bro. Keep up the good work. And it's probably not even you, but they're saying y'all.
Sure indeed.
You know
that's a fact.
And that's what it is. So it's like I'm just trying to like move freights in a different direction to where they look more than just you just see a name. Like you just see the name is banging, you got a background, you got a whole landscape, all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, if I'm gonna take my time to do that, I'd rather do that than do a wall. Because the walls, I'm not really into the walls like that as much as I used to be. I'm into the moving canvases, yo. That's the shit right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's the shit that's the direction I'm pushing YN into. Just like more freights, you know?
Yo, those you did a kind of a series in the freights, which was with all the black characters.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about the character selection.
Oh yeah,
the black G.I. Joes you did.
Yeah, I did the Black G.I. Joe. I did that around Black History Month.
Oh, now I get it now. Okay.
Yeah. So when I did that, it's like I was like, you know what? Let me see. Since I grew up with GI Joe and I like GI Joe, let me see. And let me do something creative that nobody did and nobody would think about doing because graffiti writers are busy following what everybody else is doing. I said, let me do the black GI Joes. And there's not many. So I started Googling black GI Joes. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a series of these and I'm going to put them out. And that's what I did. And I did that all through Black History Month and I did that after Black History Month. And then I even, after wrap everything up, I drew a black GI Joe on the train and posted it where it's up right now. And I did that on the train. And that train is longer there. It's probably somewhere in North Carolina or some shit, you know? But yeah, when I do shit, I do it to the death, yo. You know what I'm saying? I don't just do it. It's not just for me to do in the black book and I close it up. Once you see something in the black book, you will be seeing that on the train somewhere. You know? That's what it is. Because like I tell people, and people seem to not realize, like, the black book is not just for you to get up and close the book and that's it. That shit was always made for the graffiti artist blueprint to do something, and then later on you put it somewhere, either on a train or on a wall. And that's how me and my crew, that's how we moving. You know what I'm saying? We're just trying to put the good shit on the train or on the wall. And that's it. And we just trying to, like, you know, set an example so when you see it and your crew see it, y'all be like, okay, let's do that too. So that way, at least if Europe or Russia or whoever look at New York, there could be at least like something good is coming out of there. You know what I'm saying? Some people will gravitate to what I'm saying. Some people are like, I don't care. Fuck a black book. Yo, give me that paint, man. Let me do that whack throw up that I did yesterday. So to some people I could reach out to mentally. To some, they just like, whatever, you know? So basically, that's just what I do. You know, I'm not worrying about nobody else really anyway. I'm only worried about the people in my crew or people in my circle, you know? If y'all been writing for this long and y'all still can't figure out what I'm trying to do, I don't know what the fuck to tell you, you know?
That's a fact.
So,
that's a fact.
Yeah.
One of my favorite black GI Joes was the refrigerated Perry, man.
Right.
I actually got it. I had to send in 5 UPC symbols in, and it took like about 2 months, but my shit finally came in.
Dope.
Word is born. What you call it? I want to say this. I just want to hear your opinion. Cartoon. I want to name a cartoon. You tell me which one you like better. GI Joe, or Transformers.
Transformers, of course. Everybody knows that.
Why Transformers?
I don't know, man, because it's like Transformers is probably like the best cartoon I ever seen in my life. I don't know why I like that shit so much, but it's just the complexity of it, just the noise of them transforming. I thought that was so fucking genius, yo. Just to have a car turn into a damn robot. You know what I'm saying? Since I was young, I always thought that was crazy. And it's like my Transformer collection is even crazy because that's why I said I don't just draw these things, I live them. I have G.I. Joes and Transformers in the crib as we speak. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying a lot of people that's drawing this stuff, they doing it because they see somebody else doing it, but they're not living it. Like, I'm living this shit. That's why I'm duplicating this artwork, because these are things that I grew up to. This is my era, and I like to just perpetuate it, but I like to do it in my style. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, Transformers always been the best to me because I thought the concept, the ideas, and everything was dope as fuck. And if you ever get a chance and you watch Netflix, you see why I like it. There's this show on Netflix called The Toys That Made Us, and there's a episode at this show with the Transformers, how it got started and everything, and when it came out, it's like basically USA jacked it from Japan and made it 10 times better. You know what I'm saying?
I'm definitely going to check it out.
Yeah. So, yeah, Transformers is definitely my number one. Yo,
here's another one. Here's another one for you. Silverhawks or Thundercats?
Oh, of course, Thundercats.
How do you feel about Silverhawks, though? I don't hear too much about Silverhawks. I'm kind of, that wasn't one of my favorites. How you feel about Silverhawks?
Well, Silverhawks didn't really get that much airplay because Thundercats knocked that shit out the box so much. It's like they wasn't showing that shit no more, yo. Because it was like, it was Silverhawks and Tiger Sharks.
I remember those.
Right. Silverhawks, Tiger Sharks, and there was something else. I can't remember. Silverhawks and Tiger Sharks. they used to show them, but again, Thundercats was so popular, it knocked them both out the box. And the funny thing is, the people that created Thundercats, the reason why they became so popular, when the person created it, they gave it to people in Japan. They hooked that shit the fuck up and brought it back out here. And when I saw that artwork, I was like, yo, that shit pushed me again to get better. Because then I was like, yo, I got to draw like this. You know what I'm saying? And the funny thing is, after it was done in Asia and they brought it out here, nobody in Asia ever saw it. It's like they just paid for the work to be done and they sent it out to America and it just was getting played. You know? And that was about it. And Thundercats too. Another cartoon that got a lot of symbolism. You got Mumra, the Black Egyptian. Then you got the Thundercats, which is like the gentrificationers. They come in here. He don't want them in the land. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
And then they in the Sphinx. Mumra's in the Sphinx. And then the Thundercats, they're in the Lion Sphinx. It's like a lot of symbolism in that shit and a lot of subliminal messages in there. But like I said, a regular person watching Thundercats versus a person with knowledge itself, two different things.
I gotta check the Thundercats out, man. Here's my last cartoon question: Snake Mountain or Castle Grayskull?
What happened?
Snake Mountain or Castle Grayskull?
I say Castle Grayskull. Castle Grayskull, yo. Because Castle Grayskull is like, I don't know. The shit is dope to me. Just to see a castle, that shit like a skull was mind-boggling. You know what I'm saying?
That's
just
a fact.
The design for that shit.
That's a fact.
I gotta say Castle Grayskull, man. Castle Grayskull is like, that's the number one place where He-Man always used to transform. So, it's like, you know what I'm saying? That shit has like a lot of meaning to it.
We're going to get ready to close this out, but I want to ask you a question. What's up with K9, man? I haven't seen K9 in a long time. What was up with K9?
Well, K9 wasn't really into graffiti like everybody thought he was. It's like he wrote for like 1 year, and then when we was writing, we had beef with this graffiti artist, and he kept going over our stuff, and we kept going back and fixing it. But I think his stuff got gone over so much, and that was the first time his shit got gone over, he quit. And he was like, fuck this GRAFF shit. I ain't making no money in this shit anyway. So I'm like, okay. And I said to myself, if you said that, that means you're not really into graffiti like you thought you was. Because somebody that's really into GRAFF, they're not even supposed to say that. You know what I'm saying? But I guess that's the way he felt, and he had his own vision of doing stuff. And then I linked up him probably with a few years later. We were doing like a few airbrush jobs, but he stopped drawing, so he wasn't the same as before. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing about this art thing, man. Once you stop drawing and you try to get that shit back, that shit is hard. That shit is very hard, bro.
You and my cousin is the ones that I know that have been like, as a matter of fact, I know a few people, but in the personal square, because Noxa is a constant drawer also, but it's very rare that you find a person who is constantly doing high level shit. I'm not talking about the quickie shit. I'm talking about high level, intricate shit all the time. Shout out to J-Lo also, who's another person who I know who's on that complexity. I know you're spending hours in these books. I know that.
Right.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years, God?
Me, I just see myself just putting out a lot of stuff independently. You know what I'm saying? Until I finally link up with something that's just not interested in, like, I'm going to make money off this dude, or somebody that really want to help me get to where I got to go. You know what I'm saying? But, of course, you know, a person like me is like, it's easy to come into stuff like that. So, you know, I'll get lucky to do certain things and branch my stuff out. But when I do it, I want to do it in the right way. You know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody to own my shit and make it look like they made me famous. But I made myself famous. You just plugged in the lamp to turn my light on. That's all you did. You know what I'm saying? So things will work out the way I wanted to. It's just that I got to take my time during that and just watch myself. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people that will sell you snake oil out there. You know what I'm saying? Or people that want to big you up only for themselves. You know? Because I had a lot of people that tried to do weird shit. Even people that I knew. Like, there's people that wanted to meet me that didn't know how to get in touch with me. And they'd be like, oh, you want to meet Stem? Like, well, buy me this airbrush, and I'll show you where he at. You know
Get
what
the
I'm saying?
fuck out of here.
I swear to God, yo. And this shit was weird, yo. Yo, it's a lot of weird shit, bro, and I got to tell you.
Do you have any like ghost followers or motherfucking stalkers?
I have billions of ghost followers. There's people that I don't even fuck with that be looking at my shit. And I'm like, why the fuck are they looking at my shit? I don't even talk to this dude. There's mad people that I don't fuck with, or there's people that try to throw dirt on my name and tell people like Stem, he doesn't do graffiti. He's a illustrator. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Your shit is whack. And these are old school niggas, man. These are old school people. You know what I'm saying? Like offline, I'm gonna tell you who the people are. You know what I'm saying? These are old school people that I thought was cool, and they turn out to be dicks. Most of these old school dudes are dicks, yo. They're not cool at all, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's why I try not to be like them. Like, everybody I talk to, I always try to give them, like, nice, like, directions in life, how to do certain things. Even stuff that's off topic with graffiti. But half of these dudes, they're dicks, yo. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say I keep my circle small. And there's a lot of people that I cut off that was old school friends of mine. I had to cut them the fuck off, man. And they didn't know how to behave. You know what I'm saying? And they thought it was about them. And I'd be like, bro, you need to be humble. Because right now, you're 30 years behind in style. So just follow my lead and what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be cool with you and make shit work. Don't be a dick. Don't think it's about you. Because people look up to you for a certain way, for a train that you hit back in the days that was mad easy to do. We can't do trains right now. The people that I give props to that's hitting trains are the people that's hitting them right now. Because it's hard to do that in New York. You know what I'm saying?
True indeed.
So it's like, I tell some of these 80s dudes, like, yo, you got to be humble, man. You can't always think that shit is about you. Remember, when y'all did shit, y'all used to go on Sunday, broad daylight, and do these things. We can't do that. And half of the stuff y'all was doing was whack. The only reason we look at them and we say that it's dope because we only accepting that because it was for that era. You know what I'm saying?
The pioneers.
Right. And if you're doing the same shit you were doing back then and you're doing it now in 2020, brother, you're not dope. You just got over. That's it. So just be cool and just be humble, man. Everybody should be humble out here. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not celebrities to go on TV. We're not making $1 million for this shit. Everybody just need to be cool, man, and be humble about this shit, bro. I don't understand why people act like that. You know?
That's gonna be the theme of this. That's gonna be the theme of this episode. Be humble.
Yeah, just be humble, man. I don't give a fuck what you did on the train back then. The only thing I give a fuck is how you're gonna treat me and how you're gonna behave when I introduce you to my homies. You know what I'm saying? And they won't be like, damn, Sam, why you introduce me to this nigga? He a dick. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, yo, I apologize. That's all I care about, man. I don't care what nobody did on the train or whatever back then. When I was younger, you catch me out there with that shit. I'd be mad hype. Now, I don't give a fuck about that shit. Are you gonna be cool? Are we gonna get along? That's all I'm thinking about. And that's it. Let's make this money. That's it.
That's the most important part.
That's it, man.
Any last words, man? Any shout outs you want to give?
Oh, shout out to it's too many people, man. So I say like, yo, shout out to the YNN crew. You know who you are. If you representing that YNN Ink Master hashtag and the YNN crew, I'm talking to you. If you're not, I don't know what to tell you. But shout out to those people. Shout out to the fam. Shout out to the the people that's trying to get through this COVID-19 thing. Like, yo, don't be storing a whole bunch of toilet paper, man. Instead of building up all this toilet paper, build up your immunity. That's the number one thing you got to do, man. All that garbage I was eating, start eating correctly now. Take care of yourself. And I guess for all the people that was dirty, this is finally making them clean up their act. You know what I'm saying? They forced to wash their hands, clean up, and all that other shit now. But yeah, man. Hopefully everybody get through this shit and y'all don't take that fake ass Bill Gates vaccine. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. And the Vandal Hour seconds that. We are not with the vaccine. Don't even come over here with that bullshit. You dig?
Nope.
Get some knowledge
Hmm.
of self, like the God saying. I'm always saying, knowledge of self, man. Be aware of what's going on. I so
Right.
appreciate you, my brother, for doing this with me.
Mhm.
You're always a great person to build with. Again, as I said, you're one of the illest writers that I've known my life. I'm glad I call you a friend, a brother. So,
Thank
keep doing what you do. I'm going to
you.
sign out. Shout out to all the Vandal Hour guards and goddesses. Shout out to everyone who's listening to this live broadcast.
Hmm.
I'm Mathematics. That's STEM YNN. And
Yes,
this
sir.
is the Vandal Hour Season 7.
Yeah.
Peace. Y'all have a good
Peace.
night.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.